Hi there, welcome to yet another Facemaker video tutorial. I'm Nuno, and this time we'll be talking about image sets. Yes, image sets. I know in my last video I said we will talk about lines, but lines are a very basic kind of widget, and I thought that it would be better if we included it on a much broader theme video talking about other basic widgets like images, for example. So yeah, today we're going to talk about image sets, and the image sets are maybe one of the most important kind of widgets in watch face design. So they can represent a lot of data types and in various ways. So let's get into it. Here on Facemaker, I have Amazfit T-Rex Ultra. We're going to talk about image sets in the various brands, Huawei and Amazfit. They're all the same, but yeah, just to satisfy the Huawei fans too, we'll be using a Huawei watch also, okay? So let's start here and have a widget main container, and inside we'll have a, let's say, heart rate. And for the heart rate, we have various kinds of widgets, and one of them is the image set that shows the progress. So if we press generate here, you see that we can represent the progress using a line. So this is a vertical line, and you can see that it's made out of several images that show the progress. So this is one of the functions of image set. It shows a progress from 0 to 100%. And in this case, we could also use an image set, for example, for what's wrong with me? Health and steps. Okay, and then had an image set and press generate. So now we also have a line image set for the steps, and it will represent, let's say you define on the Zap companion app a target of 10,000 steps. This would represent that progress from 0 to 100. So it would grow like this. Okay. So you can represent image sets with many formats, like a line, a circle, an image that shows as the progress grows. And let me show you here. Let's press generate, and Facemaker remembers the last settings used for generate. So if you press here to generate, Facemaker will know that you had a line made of 25 pixels horizontally and 150 height. Okay, so you can represent an image set in various formats. So right now we have a vertical line, and we can change it to horizontal. And to better represent it, we can rotate the gradient, or maybe use another gradient just like that. And many people like the rainbow, let's say red, go from red to green like this, and then have a middle one made of yellow like that, and then we rotate, and you see now that it represents the progress. Okay, so right now we only have 5 images, and this would grow 20% each time, but we can make it more precise by increasing the number of images here. So let's increase it to 20. And now every time the line would grow 5%. So 100% divided by 20 images. So every time it would grow 5%, and it would be more precise. But the more images you use, the bigger, the larger the watch face will be. So keep that in mind. Nowadays, with the modern smartwatches, it doesn't matter much. You can have, let's say, hundreds of watch faces installed on your smartwatch, and it won't matter. But still, for the older models like Huawei GT2 or even GT1, that's important. So keep that in mind. Okay, so this is progress image set, and we can represent it by a line or a circle, and it works the same way. And by the way, I have the grid enabled here. It allows us to move in increments of, in this case, it's 12 pixels. It depends on the size of the screen, and Facemaker divides it by a value and finds that gap. So here it's 12. Okay, so this is a progress image set made with a circle, and right now 5 images, so we can increment it, and you could go crazy, something like 100, for example, and have 100 images representing this progress image. Okay, so you see how versatile image sets can be. You can represent them with a line, with a circle, with just about any image that incrementally grows. But this is for progress image sets. Okay, you can divide image sets in 3 categories. Let's say they can represent the progress 0 to 100. They can represent a fraction of a value. So let's say you have steps and you want the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth digit in separate. So image sets also do that. And finally, they can represent a whole value, like the weekday, the month, and so on, or zodiac sign, for example. I'll be showing the other 2 in just a few minutes. Right now, I want to finish talking about the progress image sets. So, as you can see, you can generate them on Facemaker, and you have a wide variety of settings you can choose from. So let's say you want a circle made only a half circle. So let's make -90 to 90, and then increase the let's say the divisions, or the gap between the divisions. Let's make this smaller, something like 50. Yeah. Okay, so each time, you see, every time a sector goes up, it is divided by a gap, and this is defined here in the Facemaker image generator. Okay, and you can create a round with a tip, a rounded tip circle, or flat circles. Okay, I wouldn't recommend using the section gap with the round because it doesn't look too good, and I still have to perfect this. It needs an extra section here, I see. So yeah, this is basically how you can make an image, a progress image set on a circle. But you can also use text, and text allows you to represent that progress I've been talking about using numbers. And you can use just about any font you want. And Facemaker comes with some fonts, some predefined fonts, but you can import more. And to import your custom font, all you have to do is go into the preferences here, press fonts, and press import font. Okay, Facemaker also makes Google fonts available, and you can download them and then import them, just like that. Okay, just a little side note, it will import these fonts into the fonts folder on the Facemaker installation folder. So let's go on C, Facemaker, fonts, and it will download them here, okay? And then you can simply press import fonts and import the font you want. I don't recommend using and importing too many fonts, because all the fonts have to be loaded on the Facemaker startup, and it will make the startup slower and take more time. So keep that in mind, okay? So while the Google fonts download, I wasn't covering this, but yeah, you can represent, as I said, a progress image set using text, and you can put here whatever you want. Okay, for example, if you had an image set for the heart rate here, and you would generate one made out of text, you could use like only 3 values, low, normal, and high, and it will work. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is very versatile, and yes, I think I covered all the use cases for progress image sets. Now I would like to talk about other types of image sets, which are, let me show you here, the fraction image set. So what they represent, let's delete these. What they represent is a part of a value. So let's say heart rate is composed of 3 digits max. You can go up to 220, I guess, or maybe more in extreme cases, beats per minute, okay? So heart rate uses 3 digits, and we have them here in separate, and these are image sets too. So let's add the first digit, press generate. Let's choose a bigger font here. There we go. And let's go with another gradient, just like that. So let's put it here. This is the first digit. And now let's add the second digit and press generate. Like that. And then finally the third digit and press generate. Never mind this progress thing. The Google fonts is made out of 1,000 fonts, and yeah, it takes a while. So right now we have 3 image sets, each of them representing one of the digits. And if we press play here, you'll see that it's representing the heart rate. Okay, we could achieve this with a simple image combo, like this, and pressing generate, and there we go. Now we have the same value, and we could pad it with zeros also, like this. Okay, and we have the same value here. Oh, the fonts have downloaded, so I'm not going to install them. Just know that they're available. Well, they should. Maybe they went to... No, it's Google. I'm sorry. They will download it on the Google folder, and you have them here. So you can... Let me show you real quick how you can do it. So preferences, import font, and let's go into C, Facemaker, Google, and you have all the fonts here. Okay, and you can choose one and install it. Let's say Alpha Slab 1. And it's installed. Submit, and now we can come in here, select one of these image sets, press generate, and go into the imported section and select the Alpha Slab one, and there we go. This came straight from Google. Okay, so let's proceed and let's get back to that Euro style LT bold extended. So as I was saying, you could represent this value with image combo, and this will only use, let me see here, 11 images. So this last value is for when the watch doesn't have a reading or the data is null. Okay, so basically with just 10 images, Facemaker will create this image combo for you. But here, each and every one of these have 10 images, so 10 times 3, 30. But when exporting, Facemaker will recycle all the images, and if they're the same, it will only use a copy of each. So in the end, it's the same, basically. The advantage of the image set is that you can do this. Okay, I am rotating the image, and this way you could have incline text, just like that, and then, you know, align it accordingly, just like that. If we press play, there we go. Now we have inclined text, and this is not possible with the image combo. So keep that in mind. And this is why the image sets are so versatile. You can represent a lot of data types with it, and in various ways. So either being a separate digit from a whole value, or representing a whole value like a month or a weekday, or either by representing a progress from 0 to 100%. So you have several data types that you can use this kind of image set. For example, here, steps also has it. Steps units, and generate, put it there. Steps dozens, generate, put it there, and so on and so forth. So steps hundreds, generate, put it there, and so on. Okay, so you would have separate values for each digit, and you could represent larger values using individual image sets. And yeah, this is how you use image sets to show a value made out of several widgets. And now finally, I'm going to show you how you can use image sets to show whole values. So let me show you here, system date, okay? And now let's add a, let's say, a month image set. So and press generate. And there we go. So now we have month, and you can put whatever you want here. So just insert the strings you need. Oops, sorry. Just insert the strings you need and make them in your own language, for example. Don't know what I'm doing. Sorry. It's too early in the morning for me. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. There you go. Not SAC, but DAC. Okay. So as you can see now, we don't have a progress image, but rather we have representation. Although this is, we can consider this a progress because it goes from January to December. So it's a sort of a progress widget, yes, in fact. And you have month, you have, let's say, weekday. Press generate. There you go. And yes, you can change this to your language and create a custom watch face, all in your language, okay, using image sets. And there we go. So these are the various kinds of image sets available on Facemaker. As I said, you can tweak the font, the margin. So sometimes some fonts are badly designed and they get cut. So let me show you here. Maybe we have one that does that. Many people ask me this, so that's why I'm explaining. So let's go and keep on switching the fonts. Well, they're all showing okay, but there are some that don't. They look cut. Oh, here, for example, this one. Okay, now you see, this is because the font definition doesn't establish the correct height for the font. And this happens because Facemaker analyzes that metric defined on the font, and if it is wrong, this will happen. So what you can do is increase the margin here, just like that, okay? But now you have a larger image. So after you do this, you can press crop to content, and Facemaker will cut it to use the least space available while still showing the whole word, okay, in any case. There you go. So yeah, this is one thing you have, and also there's an important setting here that I want to show you. So let me reset this value to 0, and which is first the border. You can set a border. Let me set it as wide. And this won't work for all the fonts. It depends on their design. And this one is not very good. So let's go with Helvetica. Yeah, for example. Or maybe something bolder like Eurostyle. There we go. So, and increase the size. And there you have it. You might want to increase the margin here, and this margin applies to around the image, okay, not between the characters. For that, you can use the kerning here. Okay, let's set this to 0, and you have a border, and you can use simple colors. I will be adding gradients for the border setting also, because they're more versatile, and while they take longer to set up, they're much more versatile and give you better results. So right now it's a simple color, but they will become gradients in the next release, okay? So let's disable the border and show you the final setting, which this one, I think it's great. So let's make this smaller, and let's say you wanted an image set that would show all the days in one image, but only one of them is highlighted. You can achieve that by using the offset setting here. Okay, and let's increase the separation here. Let's use a thinner font. Let's go with Bootcamp perhaps. Yeah, this will work. And okay, let's compress it, put it up here. So now we need to know which day is today, and for that you have the selected color setting. So if we set it to white, this is how it will work, okay? And you did this and with a couple of clicks on Facemaker. Usually you have to create this, you have to go into Photoshop or GIMP and create several copies of the same layer and change each one of these words to be a different color. Facemaker allows you to do this in one step, okay? This is how it will save you time. And of course, you don't have to have a Amazfit or Huawei watch to use Facemaker, because you can use Facemaker as prototyping to create more easily and faster your watch faces, and then exporting the images using this feature here and exporting them all to a folder. Let me show you real quick. Let's go into the downloads and export the images. So all the images are here and you can use them. Look. Okay. And then you could use them to build a watch face for just about any watch and brand in the world. So yeah, you can use Facemaker for prototyping, and I will be including a new kind of watch, which is the prototype watch, that you can set a width and height, define if it's a square or circle, and you can prototype your watch face in Facemaker and then export the images and use them to build, I don't know, Wear OS, which by the way will be supported by Facemaker in a few months, or just about any other watch brand in the world. Okay, keep this in mind. And yeah, this is basically the offset feature. You can also increase it vertically and do something like this. Now let's set the highlighted color to something more recognizable, something like that, and maybe delete the month. So basically this is it. Okay, you have these settings, and this is the image set widget on Facemaker. Well, basically all this I have shown you can be used on Huawei too. So let's go here and switch to Huawei. And let's select, I don't know, Watch 3 Pro, perhaps. Yeah, let's use this one. Or maybe the Ultimate. So GT3 Ultimate. Okay. So Huawei also uses image sets, and it uses it for a wide range of data types, just not for the progress kind of image sets. So Huawei only has 2 or 3 progress image sets. All of the others, like the AM, PM, let me show you real quick here, image set, AM, PM, and generate. There we go. Let's use the offset feature. There you go. Here we could set this to 24 hours, for example. So you can represent image sets, just not the progress image sets for Huawei. Huawei has some progress image sets. I'm going to show you 1 or 2 here, which are the heart rate, and we have image set here, heart rate zone, and press generate. So the heart rate zone image set only allows 6 images. That's why you can change this value, and you can increase the gap, and there you go. Instant heart rate zone progress, and there you go. Here you have a text image set also, and you can use it for the heart rate zone, also for Huawei. And then you would have, you know, all the 6 values they normally use, just like that. And the other ones are, I think, stress. You see here, image set, stress, and generate. Yes, stress. And there's another one I can't remember right now, but there are at least 3 that I know of. But all the other image sets are available. Let's add a time main container and add an image set. And here you have dozens of them. So the AM, PM, hours first digit, generate, increase the font just so you can see. And just like for Amazfit, and Huawei has even more image sets of this kind than Amazfit. But I'll get there. Because for Amazfit I have to develop them, while for Huawei they already exist. Okay, Amazfit gives me the versatility to develop them, while Huawei doesn't. So we have to use what Huawei gives us, and that's all. So just like that, and finally minutes, second digit, and generate, and there we go. So this is the time, the current time, and that's it. That's how the image sets work on Facemaker. I hope you liked this video, and if you have any doubts or need help just contact me through email or here on YouTube or finally on the Discord Facemaker server. We're here to help, okay? So thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!